My name is Tanya, owner of AnandaMaya Yoga. A couple of years ago, I suffered from a debilitating knee and hip injury, and I found yoga, and honestly, it changed my life forever. The yoga video that follows is a tutorial, which is aimed at guiding you through the flow from one posture into another, and also to guide you in terms of the structure of your yoga postures. If you like the video that follows, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you're looking for a little further information on live online yoga classes, please check in the link below. A short informative video showing the flow from one yoga posture into another and the correct structure of yoga postures. Starting in child's pose, allowing the shoulders to melt to the earth, and then extending both arms out to the sides and all the way out in front. Lifting the palms of the hands off the mat as you take a lovely stretch into the lats, keeping the bottom on the heels. And then gently sending the left hand off 45 degrees to the left. Place your right hand on your left wrist and give a gentle tug, keeping the right elbow off the mat. And we move to the other side. Right hand 45 degrees off to the right, left hand on the right wrist and a gentle tug. And then slowly release, sending both arms all the way out in front, keeping the bottom on the heels. And showing you from the back as we take a stretch. To the left-hand side. Left arm 45 degrees off to the left, right hand tugging on the left wrist. And then right arm 45 degrees off to the right, and the left hand tugging on the right wrist. Right elbow is off the mat. And then gently stretching both arms out in front, and then spreading the feet, bringing the shins hip width apart, checking the hands, index fingers parallel to the edges of the mat, every other finger spread out from there. Allowing that left foot to step forward, fingertips in line with the toe tips. Notice that the foot has stepped next to the thumb. And then gently coming forward onto all fours as we find ourselves with the wrists stacked beneath the shoulders and the knees stacked beneath the hips. Inhaling into up cat and exhaling into down cat. Inhaling a slight rock forward into up cat and exhaling with a slight rock back into down cat. Inhaling, slowly rocking forward, up cat. Exhale, rocking gently back, down cat. And tucking the toes under, lowering your bottom to your heels. Gently lifting the knees off the mat. And then slowly pressing back into a version of down dog with the knees beautifully bent and your tummy resting on your thighs. Notice your heels stacked high above the toes. Pressing the left heel to the mat as you take a lovely stretch into the back of the left leg. Bending into both knees. Pressing the right heel into the mat, stretching into the back of the right leg and bending into both knees. And then slowly transitioning to the right, pressing that right heel down, send the right leg away, and extend the right leg all the way out and up to the ceiling. Keep those hips square to the mat, and top of the right foot facing down. Slowly release that left heel to the mat, and if you're a little more beginner, bring the right knee in towards the chest, left heel high above the toes, drop left knee to mat, and gently encourage your right foot forward using your right hand as you find yourself in a lunge. If you are a little more intermediate, left heel high above the toes, right knee in towards the chest and take a full step right foot next to right thumb. And then dropping the left knee to the mat, releasing the top of the left foot down. Right knee stacked above the right ankle. And coming into a version here of lunge, sending that left hand off the mat. Make sure your thumb is in line with your toes. Right hand is on the right knee, right elbow on the right thigh. Look over the right shoulder, rolling onto outer edge of the left foot, and then transitioning back into your lunge. Fingertips in line with the toe tips, tucking the toes of the left foot under and pressing the inner knee to the ceiling, pressing down into both hands and step right foot back into a plank, heels above the toes, shoulders stacked above the wrists. Dropping the knees to the mat, bending those elbows and drop your chest all the way down. Pressing the inner knees to the ceiling, and then slowly release and dropping the knees back down onto the mat. Lifting the chest off the mat, using your arm strength to bring yourself gently forward into Cobra. Notice the elbows tucked in close to your sides. And once again, lifting the chest, using arm strength to bring yourself onto your tummy as you find your Cobra. And from the back, noticing how those elbows are tucked in close to the sides of the body, transitioning into downward dog. Bending into the knees, heels high above the toes. Notice the feet hip width apart. Pressing that right heel down and sending the left leg all the way out and up. Notice the hips are square and the top of the left foot faces directly down to your mat. Pulling the knee in towards the chest, right heel high above the toes, and step left foot next to left thumb. And then once again from the side as we transition into up dog and press all the way back into down dog, releasing those heels to the earth, sit bones to the wall behind. And once again bending into those knees, version of down dog, and we release the left heel to the mat. And then we release the right heel to the mat. Lovely stretches into the back of the legs. And then sending that left leg away, all the way out and up behind you. Hips are square, top of the left foot faces down. And releasing that right heel to the mat. Press it into the earth. Coming onto the pad of the right foot. Keeping those hips beautifully high as you bring your left knee into your chest and step left foot next to left thumb and right knee lowers to the mat and releasing the top of the right foot down. And coming into a version of our lunge as we bring the left hand to the left knee, left elbow to the left thigh, right hand comes off the mat to the right, looking over the left shoulder as you roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. And then slowly transitioning back into lunge and showing you from the back. As you transition here into this version of lunge, left hand outside of left knee, left elbow on left thigh, rolling onto the outer edge of that right foot. And then slowly transitioning back into your lunge. Tucking the toes under, pressing the inner knee to the ceiling. Keep the length in the spine and step the right foot hip width away from your left foot. Relaxing the wrists to the mat, back of the hands are on the mat, tummy is resting on your thighs. You're protecting your lower back by keeping your hands resting on the earth. Slowly coming upright, all the way, unraveling into standing, stacking the vertebra. And take a look down as you check that your feet are hip width apart and parallel to one another, feet facing directly forward. Keeping the length in the spine, engaging the legs, strong legs, palms to touch above the head. And then bringing the hands into a prayer position, thumbs resting on the breastbone. And then sending the hands all the way up. Look up to your hands, reach up. Make space between the vertebrae, connect to the earth through both of the legs and the feet, and lean gently back. Slowly coming all the way upright, expanding the arms out wide as you swan dive down. And slowly release your hands, either side of your feet, fingertips in line with your toe tips. Step the left leg back. And showing you how you release the heel to the mat. Keeping the heels lined up, one in front of the other, and showing you again a close-up of how the back foot is turned in slightly towards you, the whole foot pressed into the earth. We inhale up into Warrior One. Right knee stacked above right ankle, left inner knee pressed away, feet firmly rooted to the earth, and then it's a gentle twist. As we slowly release the arms parallel to the floor, and you find yourself in your Warrior Two posture. And showing you from the back, keeping the knee beautifully stacked above the ankle. The left thigh rotates outward, right thigh rotates inward. Right hand releases to the outside of the right leg, left hand up to the ceiling. If you are a little more beginner, straighten that left leg, reach that left hand up, make space between the vertebrae, and then stretch your upper arm close to your ear. Make sure that right hand is just resting on the right leg. Inhale, slowly you're coming upright, arms parallel to the floor, and then you're releasing once again into your Warrior Two posture. Always checking the arms, and then once again from the front, this time for slightly intermediate, keeping that right knee beautifully bent. Send the right hand up to the ceiling, make space between the vertebrae, and then send the right arm behind you. Once again, check. Left arm is only resting on that left leg. Gently transitioning yourself back into Warrior Two. Checking the arms. Right knee stacked above right ankle. And then bring that left hand all the way forward. Both arms out in front. Turning onto the toes of the back foot. As we gently now transition into Warrior Three. If you're a beginner, arms out nice and wide. Shifting the weight onto the left leg, and then send the right leg out behind you. Keep a little bend in that left knee as you bring your upper body, so the tummy, chest, forehead, and your right leg parallel to the floor. And if you are a little more intermediate, keep those arms out in front. Keep spaciousness around the ears. Straight line from your heels to the fingertips. Warrior Three. And then slowly releasing your hands down to the mat, fingertips in line with the toe tips. Bring your tummy to your thigh and extend that left leg up to the ceiling as you find your standing splits. And then step the left foot back into your lunge. Knee off the mat, and step your right foot back into your plank. Drop your knees to the mat. Release the tops of the feet and bring the chest down between the hands, elbows tucked in. Strong arms as we lift the chest, slowly coming forward onto the tummy as you find your Cobra. Tuck your toes under, lift your thighs off the mat as we press all the way back into Down Dog. Heels released to the earth. Sit bones to the wall behind. Inhale, chin to the chest, rounding out your spine as you slowly come forward into plank. Drop your knees to the mat, release the feet, lower the bottom to the heels, and bring your forehead all the way down to the earth. Slowly slide your hands all the way back, fingertips in line with the toe tips, and rest in child's pose.